This small coin could be hiding in your pocket right now and most people would never think twice about it. A simple 25-cent piece. But what if I told you that some Washington quarters have sold for thousands of dollars and rumors online even claim values reaching over $1 million? Today we are diving deep into the 1998 Washington quarter to uncover the truth, the history, and whether this coin can really make you rich. Let's start with the history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. The design you see on the 1998 coin was created by John Flanagan and remained unchanged for decades. In fact, 1998 was the final year of this classic eagle design before the famous state quarters program began in 1999. That makes the 1998 quarter a kind of end of an era coin. Now let's talk about the 1998 D quarter specifically. The letter D on the coin means it was minted in Denver. In 1998, the Denver Mint produced over 821 million of these quarters. That is a huge number, which means most of these coins are very common. If you find one in your pocket today, chances are it is only worth face value, just 25 cents. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2 cointrackers.com. But here is where things get interesting. Not all coins are equal. The value of a coin depends heavily on condition, rarity, and errors. A normal war in 1998 D quarter is basically just pocket change. But if the coin is in perfect mint condition, what collectors call mint state, it can be worth much more. Some high-grade examples have sold for hundreds of dollars, and in rare cases even over $1,000. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2 coinvaluechecker.com +1 still not millions though. So where do the big money stories come from? They come from errors. Error coins are mistakes made during the minting process. These mistakes can turn an ordinary coin into something rare and highly valuable. For the 1998 quarter, some known errors include double die errors, off-center strikes, and coins struck on the wrong metal placket. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2 coin. No, a double die error happens when the design is stamped twice slightly off alignment, creating a visible doubling effect. These coins are highly collectible and can sell for hundreds or even over $1,000 depending on condition. There are also proof-like coins from Denver, known as PL coins, which have mirror-like surfaces. These are unusual and can sell for higher prices than normal coins, sometimes reaching dozens or even hundreds of dollars. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2 coinvaluechecker.com. Now let's address the biggest claim. Is there a 1998 D quarter worth $1.3 million? No confirmed sale exists anywhere near that value for this coin. The highest verified auction results for 1998 quarters are generally in the range of hundreds to a few $1,000s depending on grade and rarity. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2 coinvaluechecker.com +1. So where does the $1 million idea come from? It usually comes from clickbait videos, misleading listings, or confusion with extremely rare coins from other years. Some sellers list coins online at crazy prices, but that does not mean they actually sell for that amount. In reality, finding a 1998 D quarter worth even a few $100s is already very rare. So what should you look for if you want to find a valuable one? First, check the condition. A shiny, uncirculated coin with no scratches is always better. Second, look for errors like doubling in the letters, off-center designs, or unusual surfaces. Third, consider getting the coin graded by a professional service if you think it might be valuable. Because in coin collecting, small details can make a huge difference. In the end, the 1998 D Washington quarter is a fascinating coin. It marks the end of a historic design. It is widely available, and while most are only worth face value, a few rare examples can be worth real money. But the truth is simple. This is not a $1 million coin. It is a reminder that sometimes the real value is not just in money, but in history, rarity, and the thrill of the hunt. So next time you get a quarter in your change, take a closer look. You never know what you might find. If you want, I can also make you a more viral version with hooks, suspense, and clickbait style for YouTube growth. Here is your long YouTube script written exactly how you asked. No brackets, no stars, clean storytelling style, engaging and realistic but also honest, so your video builds trust and goes viral. This small coin could be sitting in your pocket right now and you might not even realize it. But some people believe a simple 1982 Washington quarter could be worth a fortune, even up to $1.4 million. But is that actually true or just internet hype? Today we are going to break down the real history, the real value and the truth behind this famous coin. First, let's talk about what the 1982 Washington quarter actually is. This coin is part of the Washington Quarter series, which started back in 1932 and features George Washington on the front and an eagle on the back. The 1982 version was made in Denver, which is why it has a small D mint mark on the front near Washington's ponytail. Now here is where things get interesting. Over 480 million of these coins were produced in Denver alone, so at first glance this coin is not rare at all. In fact, most of them are still only worth about 25 cents to maybe $1 if they are slightly better condition. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2. Coin trackers +1. So why are people talking about big money? The answer comes down to two very important things: condition and errors. Let's start with condition. In 1982 something unusual happened. The United States Mint did not produce official mint sets because of budget cuts during a major recession. This meant far fewer coins were saved in perfect condition by collectors. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2. CoinValueChecker.com. Because of this finding, a 1982 quarter in near-perfect condition today is extremely difficult, and when collectors find one graded at very high levels like MS-67 or higher, the price can jump dramatically, sometimes hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, top-graded coins have sold for hundreds and even over $4,000 at auction depending on condition. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2. CoinValueChecker.com. Now let's talk about errors, because this is where the real excitement begins. Error coins happen when something goes wrong during the minting process, and in 1982 there were quite a few known errors. Some of the most valuable ones include coins struck on the wrong metal, like a nickel plankett, off-center strikes where the design is not properly aligned, double die errors where letters appear doubled, and other rare mint mistakes. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2. Coin trackers +1. These types of errors can push values into hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on how rare and dramatic the error is. But now we have to address the big claim. Is there really a 1982 quarter worth $1.4 million? The honest answer is no confirmed sale exists anywhere near that price for this coin. Most verified high-end sales for 1982 quarters are in the thousands, not millions. Even the rarest known examples with exceptional grades or unique errors have sold far below $1 million. IDRSS inverted question mark 1/2. Coin's value. So where does the $1 million story come from? It usually comes from exaggerated titles, viral videos, or confusion with completely different coins that are genuinely ultra-rare. That said, it does not mean your coin is worthless. Some 1982 quarters are definitely worth more than face value, especially if they are in excellent condition or have a clear mint error. So, how do you check your coin? Look closely at the mint mark, the details of Washington's hair, the sharpness of the eagle, and check for any unusual features like doubling, missing details, or off-center designs. If your coin looks brand new with no wear or has a strange error, it might be worth getting it graded by a professional service. In conclusion, the 1982 Washington quarter is a fascinating coin with a unique history tied to economic hardship and minting changes. While most are only worth a few cents, some rare examples can reach impressive values, but the $1 million claim is more myth than reality. Still, it is always worth checking your pocket change because sometimes the smallest coins can hold the biggest surprises, and who knows, your next quarter could be worth far more than you think. If you want, I can also give you a viral title, thumbnail, text and tags to boost views at $1966 Washington quarter dollar value history and rare errors that could make you rich script. Imagine reaching into your pocket and pulling out a simple quarter, just 25 cents. But what if I told you that some of these coins could be worth hundreds of broken bar, even thousands of dollars? And then you hear wild claims online saying a 1966 quarter could be worth $1.2 million. Is that real or just hype? Today we are diving deep into the truth about the 1966 Washington quarter, its history, its real value, and the rare errors that could actually be worth serious money. Let's start with the history. The year 1966 was a major turning point in American coinage. Just 1 year earlier, in 1965, the United States stopped making quarters out of silver. Before that, every quarter was 90% silver, but because people were hoarding coins for their silver value, the government changed everything. From 1965 onward, quarters were made from copper and nickel instead. IDRSS inverted question mark 1 half coin value checker.com +1. So the 1966 Washington quarter is part of this new era. It looks similar to older coins, but it has no silver at all. Another interesting fact, there is no mint mark on 1966 quarters. That's not an error, it was done on purpose to stop collectors from saving coins. IDRSS inverted question mark 1 half 1966 quarter, and over 821 million of these coins were made. That means they are very common even today. IDRSS inverted question mark 1 half coin bin. So here is the truth, most 1966 quarters are only worth face value, just 25 cents. Even in better condition they might be worth a few dollars, and high-grade examples might reach tens or hundreds of dollars. IDRSS inverted question mark 1 half 1966 quarter value. So where does the big money come from? It all comes down to rare errors and condition. Let's talk about the coins that actually matter first. Double die errors. These are coins where the design was stamped twice slightly off. You might see doubling in the letters or on Washington's hair. These can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on quality. IDRSS inverted question mark 1 half penniverse. Second, off-center strikes. If the coin was not aligned properly during minting, part of the design will be missing. Some of these can sell for $30, others for several hundred depending on how dramatic the error is. IDRSS inverted question mark 1 half coin value checker.com. Third, wrong blanket errors. This is where things get really interesting. Sometimes a quarter was struck on a smaller coin blank like a penny. These coins look strange. They may be smaller or copper colored, and these can reach around $900 to over $1,000 at auction. IDRSS inverted question mark 1 half coin value checker.com. Fourth, special mint set coins. Those were made with better quality than normal coins. Some high-grade examples with deep mirror-like surfaces have sold for thousands, even over $3,000 in rare cases. IDRSS inverted question mark 1 half coin value checker.com. Now let's address the big claim. Is a 1966 quarter worth $1.2 million? No, there is no verified sale anywhere close to that for a 1966 Washington quarter. $1 million coins do exist, but they are usually extremely rare. Historic coins from the 1700s are unique mint mistakes with only a few known examples. The 1966 quarter simply does not fall into that category. However, that does not mean you should ignore it, because rare errors and top condition coins can still be worth serious money. So, how do you check your coin? Look closely at the details. Check for doubling in the text. Look for unusual size or color. Make sure the coin is not damaged but actually has a mint error. And if you think you found something special, get it graded by a professional service, because authentication is everything in coin collecting. In the end, the 1966 Washington quarter is not $1 million coin, but it is still a fascinating piece of history, a symbol of a time when America changed its money forever. And hidden among millions of ordinary coins, there are a few rare ones waiting to be discovered. So next time you see a 1966 quarter, don't ignore it. Take a closer look, because you might just be holding more than 25 cents. If you want, I can also make a viral style version with stronger hooks, retention tricks, and thumbnail title ideas.